because you realize that you control your destiny. Now I know somebody will say, I don't control my destiny, God does. Yeah? Now answer me that question. Is that correct? Do you control your destiny? You are controlling your destiny by making the decisions. Can we point to somebody out there and say, you are making the decision for us? No. So we need to make sure that we understand that. Don't point the finger anyway. Would you remember this? Always this coming to you. So that's, and he decided, actually he came from a family that had lots of trouble, lots of problems, until he decided that, okay, these problems are not mine, they are theirs. He became okay. I would, urge you to read about him. Albert Ellis. Albert Ellis was an American psychologist and psychotherapist who is widely viewed as a pioneer in the field of modern psychology. He's best known for the impact he had made through his development of a revolutionary new type of psychotherapy known as REBT. So this is a type of a cognitive behavioral theory. I know some of these words are a little difficult to understand. Don't worry about that. We're not interested in getting the names of them right now. What he's going to suggest afterwards is what we are going to be. But we also need to understand, we need to know the basics. Okay? So that focuses on identifying and changing irrational beliefs. So remember he said, as soon as you decide your problems are not dependent on someone else, because our belief system is that it's his fault or her fault or their fault. When you change your belief, no one else's fault but mine. That's what he said. Changing irrational beliefs that lead to emotional and behavioral issues. Most of the problems in school, at home, they come because we point the finger at someone else and we don't understand that we have to deal with it. So that's the thing, the RBT. Remember, there are some negative beliefs and then there are positive beliefs that we turn them into something else. So it's based on the premise that our emotions are primarily influenced by our beliefs and interpretations of events. Our beliefs and our own way of thinking about them, but not the event itself. It could be happening, it's happening in a certain way, but each and every one of us will have a different view of it. You know, if I just take something and I say, what do you see over here? Yeah, like somebody will, most of you, because this is a concrete stuff, but if I showed you a scenario and everybody sitting outside doing this and doing that, everybody will see something differently. So our way, half empty, half full, yes, those kind of things. Yeah, that's right, yes. What do you see? And you can see pictures out of them, yeah. So this is a short-term form of psychotherapy that helps you to identify self-defeating thoughts. We have thoughts that make us feel bad sometimes, not always. And those thoughts are self-defeating because you are putting yourself down. So these are self-defeating thoughts and feelings, and challenge the rationality. So the therapy challenges that. What's the point of thinking like that? And replaces them with healthier, more productive beliefs. So if there is a therapist, they will first help you identify, why are you thinking like that? What's the basis behind it? Because sometimes, especially in our schools, parents or anything, They've already got ideas in their head which is self-defeating. You have to get them to understand that that's self-defeating. Now, listen, you are not therapists. Neither am I. We are not therapists. We just know about it. It's good to know about it. People who become therapists train for these kind of things. You are here to understand about it, and maybe there will be something that you can use. Maybe you're talking to some child or some parent and you ask them, why are you thinking like that? How can we replace these? You can't tell them how can we replace them, but you can guide them to say, but are you sure? Do you not see it could be like this? So we will guide them towards that. So REBT focuses mostly on the present time. Present, the now. Leads to unhealthy actions and behaviors and interfere with your current life goals. So who's the culprit here? What is the culprit here? Thoughts, right? Yeah. So the thoughts are everywhere. Every problem we have starts off with thoughts. If we can monitor those thoughts, how can we monitor them? How can we monitor those thoughts? By being mindful and replacing every negative thought with a positive thought. Easier said than done. But we have to start somewhere, right? So we have to first work on ourselves, and then you work on other stuff. So once we identify, and these thoughts are identified and understood, negative thoughts and actions can be changed. You know, when you don't see something, you can't actually work on it. But if you identify it, you can say, ah, I see you, out you go. But if you don't even see it, it's not going to be going out. So actions can be changed and replaced with more positive and productive behavior, allowing you to develop more successful personal and professional relationships. It seems so simple, doesn't it? So simple, yet so many people are going through so many difficulties, so many emotions, simply because they don't understand this notion of thoughts. You know, a lot of people, they go through like bhakti karde hai na, which is great, because one of the things that when we are meditating, if we are meditating and not going somewhere else, it helps you to clean your slate, let's say, a little bit. And so when you come out of a good session, you will feel higher. Because all of these, they give you hormones that give you endorphins that make you feel happy. Okay, here are some assumptions that we make normally. Common, irrational assumptions. Tell me if you do it too. First of all, the idea that one should be thoroughly competent at everything. That's what we are brought up to think, that we should be the best at everything. It's one of the things, it's an irrational assumption. The other idea is that it is catastrophic when things are not the way you want them to be. Is it really a catastrophe when things are not going the way you are? Yeah, you feel upset, you feel why not, and blah, blah, blah. But it's not. You have to recognize it. Wait a minute. How can I make it better? Can I stop and change this? It's up to you, not anything or anyone else. The other ideas that we have, that people have no control over their happiness. A lot of people say, I don't have control over my happiness. What do you think? We certainly have control over our happiness, only if we identify those thoughts. Otherwise, we have no control. Because what happens, you get in the river of emotions and you get blown, you know, you're all over the place, and yes, then you have no control. It's like having a boat that is going in a river and there's emotion that's going like this, it's going like this, and off it goes and off the thing. But yet, if you learn about those things, then it doesn't happen. So the other idea that we normally have is that you need someone stronger than you are to be dependent on, right? So sometimes we think we need our parents, let's say. You know, sometimes we think we need, as a woman, you think you need a man in your life. Something like that. That I can't go through life if I don't have this. This is the community belief. This is not life things. We have to change those so that people can remember that they are enough themselves. You can still love and do everything that you want, but to remember that you are not alone. Why are you not alone? Are you alone? If somebody wasn't there that you thought you have to be in my life, you're still not alone. What is with you all the time? The presence. The presence of God, whatever you think it to be. But if you don't remember it, then it's not with you. In order for you to remember it, what do you have to do all the time? Become mindful. You know, yes, we sometimes say we'll go to the Gurdwara or we'll go to the mandir or something, right? Which is like, I'm sorry, but what happens most of the time is that we are not there when we are doing it. It's a ritual. And not only that, we're only asking God for something. I'm here, I'm giving you prasad, now you give me this. Right? Is that what it's all about? Or is there some... Actually, we don't understand. We already have everything. We don't have to ask. And everyone has it. It's the only problem is we have these irrational assumptions. And the thing is, become aware that you are already a millionaire. But instead, we say, I am poor. Give me this. Give me that. But you know what you do? You say, no, thank you. I already have. You know, I already have everything, God. Thank you. But you have to believe it. You have to live it. You have to live it in every moment of your life. Even when you're eating, sleeping, walking, your mind can be saying thank you. All right. Another idea that we have is that your past history greatly influences your present life. This is what people will say. Sometimes psychologists will say, well, what happened in your last life? And now it is having this effect on you. That was a common belief. A lot of people did look at it and say, okay, maybe something in your past is, you know, doing all of that. But what about if you could actually replace those thoughts of those things? It could change. So that's, you know, where our EBT is taking us, not being dependent on all those. There's another idea that there is a perfect solution to human problems, and it is a disaster if you don't find it. Does everything have to have an answer? No, but we think they do. We've got to be easygoing, accepting, joyful in the moment. All is well, no matter what. Even when you see some things are not going the way you do, it's okay. It's all right. Find another route. If this way you can't go up, turn, go the other way, find another solution. Don't stand there and get all messed up about it. So the key components of REBT is something we call the ABC model. The A stands for an activating event, something that triggers a response in you. Activating event. For example, somebody didn't do something that you'd ask them to do. That is an activating event. That is governed by B, which is the beliefs. Because you think it should be like this. I asked you to do it, why don't you do it? Because our beliefs is that I'm the boss, you gotta listen, you didn't listen. And then what happens is there are consequences. You get mad, you get upset. However, we have to remember that the activating, first of all, the activating event, the A, is something that happens in the environment around you. It could be anything. B is the beliefs. You hold a belief about the event or the situation. And C, your emotional response to that belief, which is hard. It's not easy. I mean, we can't change overnight, but at least if we can become aware of it and see and say, oh, this is what's happening over here. I should try to change my belief. Maybe I should be like, oh, it's okay. Let's make sure that you do it next time this way. What's the reason behind it? There's always something that. So the basic idea is that although we all encounter adverse situations, we all have things that are not going to work out. You know, in our lives, we will have that. We also react to them differently. So one situation, one person will deal with it in this way, another person will deal with it this way, and so on and so forth. We all react differently, or so one person might be patiently waiting and listening to the music while facing a traffic jam. Another will be angrily honking their horn and feeling anxiety. We've all been in there. You know you can't really do anything. You're in a traffic jam, and you have two ways of responding to it. You sit down and you start listening to some music or something, and you calm yourself down, take breaths, shukr hai, doesn't matter, say those things, it's okay, all this is well. So your body is not going to go all crazy and get knots in it and all the hormones that are going to be injected into your body that's not going to make you feel good. Otherwise, you'll get to the event or something and you have frowns over you. You're upset, all of that. Why? For whom? It's happening. Calm down and make the best of it. Other people will stand there and they'll start honking. Whoa, whoa, come on, move, move. And then they're going, it's almost like a child, going, I want this now, 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 now. Does it happen? Does anything change? Can you move that traffic jam with your thing? No. So, a grown-up person, but a grown-up person from here, not age, because age has no problem. They will realize, okay, I can't do anything about it. What's the best I can do out of it? So that is what we have. These are the basic idea. And then, if you do have negative experiences, the first thing we naturally do is subconsciously explain to ourselves why the situation happened. Our beliefs about the causes determine our reaction. So immediately, if something's not going our way, our beliefs kick in and say, oh, that's why it happened. Beliefs. Unless, remember, it's A, B, C. If your beliefs are going to take you towards the negative way, then, well, there you're going to go. And then you have the consequences. Again, center yourself and make sure your reaction is according to that. The ABC model is a technique used in CBT, they sometimes call that, form of psychotherapy that helps individuals reshape their negative thoughts. So the therapy is that they talk to the person and identify what they have as negative thoughts. And those negative thoughts, they try to change them. That's the therapy. That's what they go and do that. Yeah? Have I lost you? No? You're here? All right. So CBT trains individuals to be more aware of how their thoughts are doing. So if you have some staff or students or anything that you feel that might need therapists, then you have to find one. You can tell them about it, but it's very hard to change someone's belief system, because we can't change our own belief system. How are we going to change someone else's? But at least we can be aware of it and in some little way help them see that everything is happening because of their negative thoughts. So Albert Ellis believed that people hold common irrational assumptions that, if addressed, could alleviate their distressing responses to negative events. And these are the type of things that they could change. So we've already looked at these ones. I'm not going to go through them again. These are the ideas about what we hold in our heart, and therefore it helps us to get rid of them. And we've looked at the activating events, the beliefs, and the consequences. A, B, C. The negative thoughts of the beliefs are seen as a connecting bridge from the situation and the distressed feeling. Somebody's feeling really distressed. Well, something was there, the negative situation that actually made. It makes sense, doesn't it? So all emotions that arise are described as anger, sorrow, anxiety, etc. All right. So therapeutic relationship. Ellis believes that the best way to develop a therapeutic relationship, and you as an administrator, a principal, have to develop some kind of a relationship, a therapeutic. What does that mean, therapeutic? Yeah, like therapy, right? But you're talking about it. Therapeutic relationships is to help solve the immediate problem. And Ellis identifies the activating events, irrational beliefs, and emotional and behavioral consequences. So what he did was he did 2 or 3 sessions with people, and sometimes longer if they are needed. And the relationship between the client, here it could be your student, right? The relationship and the therapist, which could be either a principal or a counselor, is very important, this relationship. What is the role of the counselor? First of all, can you challenge the person that's with you to identify their beliefs? Challenge the clients, who are the students, to validate their beliefs. This is hard. It's not easy. I don't think you can validate your own beliefs, but you have to. You can do it if you try it. Use logical analysis to minimize their irrational beliefs. It doesn't have to be that way. So you have to talk to them and say, listen, this happened. Can we change it to something else? Tell them about the negative thoughts. Tell them about the positive thoughts and how they are going to change their behavior, their consequences, their fate, their destiny. And then show how these ideas can be replaced with more rational ideas. Teach the student how to apply the scientific approach to thinking. We've just talked about it all morning. So the person can observe and minimize irrational ideas, illogical deductions which foster self-destructive ways of feeling and behaving. Some of the methods involved in RBT is our thoughts. Once again, we are made to believe that I must come across well to others. We are taught in our cultural system that I should be the best in front of everybody. I must come across to everybody as perfect, okay? And I must be socially competent or else I'm no good. If I can't get on with this with somebody, then I'm no good. Is that true? Does that mean that you're no good because you really can't, you don't want to be with somebody? It could be just because of the time, place, etc. But this could happen if you are negative thinking all the time. Another belief is, I must not make mistakes in social situations, or I am a misfit. These are beliefs that we are always trying to change. Oh. Most important thing, change the belief. First look at yourself. Have you changed the belief? Because if you're expecting something from someone, that's a belief. Because you are big and you know everything. None of us know nothing. Don't think that just because you are in a position that makes you a principal or this or that you know everything. Nobody knows everything. So be humble. Know that you are always a student, learning. You have not reached the final place. You can go and become 95, 10, if you're still living, you're still a student. We are always learning. And if you are not, then you have stopped yourself from growing completely. You are a learner. You haven't finished doing anything. So change the belief, and the thinking automatically changes. If you change the belief, your thinking will change automatically. Change the thinking, and the action changes. So here we go. You change the belief, changes the thinking. You change the thinking, your action is going to change, right? And when you change that action, the result changes naturally. So it's a cycle that we are going through. Okay? Open yourself up. Smile. Accept. And say, it's good. Change is very good. Change is very good. So how we think affects how we feel affects how we behave affects our lives. And so the important thing is change the thought, change the consequence. So when we are helping someone else, we have to get them to change their thought. And therefore the result somehow will change. Now remember, in all of these things, if someone is already in a very deep problem, which we call anxiety, number one, or mental depression, these are not things that you can do anything about. You can try once or twice, but then find someone professional to help that person with. Do your schools have any counselors? And they do this kind of thing? So you refer that person to the other one. So, and does it usually help? 100%? 80? But it helps. It helps. Okay, good. Huh. You see, that's a difference. Well, you need professional counselors. Teachers don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry. They themselves are learners. They are not trained therapists. Would you go to a doctor that didn't go through a doctor school, medical school? Just because you wouldn't go there, would you? You'll say, no, you haven't gone to school, you haven't learned all the techniques and everything. But then we, here we are, we send somebody to somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing. Yeah, they might be really nice, lovely people. They might be understanding. They might know a little bit more than general. But that's not the goal. They can help only at a surface level. When it is something like a mental depression, they can't help. They cannot. They can talk to them, and if that helps, great. But it doesn't stop there. Like, I don't know, you know about OCD? Yeah? What is that? Obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay, these kind of things, if somebody has it, we can only talk to them a little bit. After that, they need some therapy where they can actually get out of it. Otherwise, they become more and more drowned in this situation. Then there is ADHD. More and more students are now getting ADHD. That's an attention deficit. Exactly. So what happens? Why are more and more children becoming like that, ADHD? Even adults are doing that. They are not doing it, but they have, which is the result of the vibrations of the world. They are not negative, but they are a very low energy. And unless you are taking charge and changing those vibrations within you, then you are subject to those negative vibrations. So become that center which has positive. That's true.
Like if I'm having a daughter, if she's not, we say, I used to say naughty, but that is not behavior. She has to be, because she is going through that stage of life. But what happens later on, if she will do much naughtiness in the in school or wherever she goes, then people will find it as like what we are doing. So actually, we need to address.
Automatically we put it under there. That's a very good point, because what happens is that because we as teachers cannot control their behavior by giving them enough. We are not defining what they really need. A lot of people, like kids have, we label them as talented and gifted. And these talented and gifted students, if you don't give them the right type of tasks to keep their brain involved, they are naturally going to finish what you give them in 5 minutes and then say, okay, what next? And if you are not prepared, then they are going to go around here and they're going to go around here and you say, sit down, and they won't. And that's not their fault. We can't blame them. So this is one, I remember we did a training about that, is gifted and talented learning. Remember that? Yes. And for them, the teachers have to be prepared. We have to be prepared not to give them extra work. By the way, we give some work, we say, okay, let's suppose we give somebody 20 problems. And this child does the 20 problems much before than everybody else. And he's happy, she's happy, and comes and, I've done it. And the teacher goes, oh, okay, do more, 20 more. That's not what the idea is. They don't want to do 20 more problems. Now, you have to have something ready for them to start doing something. Maybe a higher task, maybe an activity. Then you say, if you have finished this, go ahead and do this. This is preparation. And this is something that we have to address in our schools to our teachers and say, try making sure that each person has some identified activity for them. It's very easy to identify gifted children, and so we try to give them what they want. Most importantly, as we were talking about, how we think affects how we feel affects how we behave affects how we live our lives. So change the thought, change the consequence, and be in the here and now. Not somewhere over there what's going to happen, what did happen. Not past, not future, but now. Does that make sense? Okay. So, but do we do it? We're so good at saying, oh yeah, I understand, but we don't. But we can learn slowly, right? It's the first thing is to know about it, second is to work on it, and finally you identify it. Again, remember the beliefs. We say, yeah, I can understand this. I will make a change in myself, my thoughts. So we try to do that as we go along. So be in the here and now. How do we do that? Mindfulness. It all comes down to that. Not you only, if you have taught it to your students through your teachers, teach them to be in the here and now. Let them do those mindful exercises also as many times as possible. Once in the beginning, maybe in the... Does it take long? And do you know how beautiful it gets when the energy is positive? And that's the important thing. The more energy that is positive, the more things that they're going to absorb. So that's the important thing. So remember the coping techniques. When a person can't change the event and is struggling, even though they are using rational thinking, coping techniques can help. And what are they? Relaxation, hypnosis. Well, we don't do hypnosis. Trained therapists can do that, right? But there are times that you can have meditation, can be any time. You can have mindfulness, and of course, the breathing exercises. So, let's do this. Do you have this kind of feeling sometimes? Every time. Anxiety? Oh. Yes? Yes? No. I see somebody going, oh, I'm never anxious. You get frustrated sometimes? Stressed? And or bored? Oh yeah, when I see those people, eyes are closing like this, I'm going, oh. Yes, absolutely. We are subject to every one of those things. So are our students. Let's not blame them. We've got to make sure that, but let's see. Talking about focusing on breath, 3 breathing steps. Let's start. Don't worry about the pen and paper. Take a deep breath, please. Don't touch anything else. Close your eyes if you want. If you don't want to close your eyes, that's okay too, but just take a nice deep breath. Feel it inside you, and it gives you release. Hold it for 4 seconds. You're holding it. Next, release your breath for 6 seconds. Now slowly let it go out again. Remember, we've done this before. Repeat 3 times. You will notice that there are things around in the atmosphere or the environment that we hear while we are doing that. It's okay. Take them inside. That's life. And then you come back. We've done this again. Describe your mood. Okay, come back up here and then let's take a look at when you're in a certain mood, when you're happy. Sometimes you're very happy, sometimes we are very upset, right? If we start and you say, why did this happen to me? Do we ever analyze it? Mostly we never even realize that we have done it. But when you become aware and the students become, wait a second, this last half an hour, I was really happy. Why was that? Maybe because I was present in the moment. Maybe because I had no thoughts in my mind. Maybe because my friends were with me here. So you identify those. Similarly, if you were going through a very negative kind of a mood, really upset and your eyes are like this, your mouth is all like that, you're trying to, your face changes completely. Like I said, the minute you smile, it changes everything. We don't need to make angry faces. When you make angry faces, your body inside contracts, understanding something's not right. And that something is not right makes you become anxious, upset, blah, blah, blah. Now you know all the other things. All right. Sometimes we can think about reaction. Remember what could be the right thing to do and what is not the right thing to do. And if it's a situation that you are facing, you think about it rationally and say, can I solve this? Instead of going, hi, kyun ho gaya, kidna ho gaya, kis tarah ho gaya? You say, well, wait a minute. Can this be changed? Can I change it? Exactly the same way. So, this we've talked about. You'll see that all of these things that we've been talking about, they're all interrelated. That's why they're put together. When we talk about the emotional quotient, we talk about self, and we talk about REBT. They are actually brothers and sisters. Okay? They are related to each other in very, very many ways. So avoid it. Social media, taking a break from it. Doesn't mean that you're never going to look at your phone, but take a break sometimes. Identify how many hours you are on that phone and try to change it a little bit. When you're in a bad mood, try to avoid the informative overload situation, especially from social media. This is for your students. They too have phones nowadays. And you can advise them about this. You can say, when you're feeling bad, stay away from social media. Because social media presents life in a very different manner than real life. They make everything so rosy and so beautiful and everything. And so somebody looks at it and they think, why am I not? Why don't I have this? And so therefore, yeah, those are made up situations, but most of the time we don't understand that. We think, oh, why am I not doing that? So that's another thing. You can take a break for half a day in the morning or skip using them for a day, even a week. Oh, it's like going on a diet, right? Like we were talking about this morning, some people take a 12-hour fasting break. They say, okay, I'm not going to eat from here to here. 12 hours. What if we could take a 12-hour break from our phones? Is that possible?
No, ma'am. Because we are here in that situation. If we don't want, we still have to take the call. Because we have left our admin behind, so we have to talk to the people. Social media, yes, we can miss, but there are emails we have to check.
I can understand that because you are in a responsible place.
We are not getting time here. I don't know. I think those who are sitting here as a principal here, we are not getting time to look on the social media. We are still not in touch with our friends.
Are you sure?
I'm sure about these guys also. Yes.
Okay.
But
I'm
yes,
not.
in terms of students, I'm saying.
In terms of students, that's what's, yeah.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
The minds are controlled by the social media.
social media detox. If we could do something like that, for example, in your schools, you could have a day where you say, okay, guys, no social media today at all. Do you have, do you allow children to have phones?
No.
Good. Not at all.
Even teachers also, their bikes are getting like supported on the reduction. So even our teachers are also not allowed to use classes.
That's good. That's good. But we make up for it when we get home. Yeah. Anyway, you know what the effects of social media are. They are detrimental to our generation. I'm glad to hear that people don't have a, students don't have a phone. In North America, some schools still have them. They are going towards that part where they say no phones at all at school. But parents want them to have phones because they want to be in constant contact to see if they are okay or not. Sometimes they want to have it because, just keeping tabs on where they are, which is good, but at the same time, this happens. It's not good. Children sit in the class while the teacher's talking and they're still on the phone. They're talking to each other. So we have to monitor that. But I'm glad, that you don't have that, so that's not a problem. But we still need to talk to them about it. Because they're in school for how many hours? 8 hours? Okay, so then they still have another 8 hours in which they can be doing all of this.
They are using and we are playing. We are playing.
And what?
Using and we are playing.
Yeah, exactly.
We are playing, then why they are using? Mother gave the phone because she wants to watch her stuff on the mobile. Don't want to be disturbed, so give the phone to child.
Yeah.
Then come to the school next day and blame that my child uses phone. A lot.
Look.
And when she's using teacher's words, she wants that her baby should get reading some stuff. So they give the mobile phone to them. Okay. They don't want them to get hurted for the physical play. They don't want them to get out on the road because they get hurted something and they want to against them. They give them phone. And
Oh, yeah.
then again they come in the school on the PTM with a big blame that my child is using phone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the blame game, isn't it? I blame you, you blame me, and nobody takes consequences.
And then we are responsible.
Yeah.
We have to get rid them off from the mobile if we don't know how. We give a big lecture in the class. I arrange the moral lecture for them.
Nobody listens.
But then they are being served with it. With food, खाना नहीं खाता है बिना फोन तो
हाँ.
फोन लेने के साइड से एक एक पूरी खाएगा. Definitely principal is blamed. They are not being taught to get rid of the phone.
But
One day we arranged an activity to show them the how the harms are. Then the children said, "Hare mummy papa to देखने में भी खाना नहीं खा."
हाँ. तो मम्मी पापा ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਨਾ ਮਾਰ ਕੁਟਾਈ ਕਰੋ. No, they have, I'm sure you also give them some sort of meetings or maybe, I don't know if you've already done this, you might have, that to show them what is happening to their brains. You've done it, I know. But if the parents are not taking responsibility, you can only take responsibility to a certain extent, right? You can't do more than that. And therefore, we change our belief. We change our belief and say, we will do our very best. The rest is going to happen. Remember, we talked about, if we can't do something, we can't make that change, and we've done our very best, then you change your belief of, doesn't mean that you're thinking that, this situation is getting better. It's not. But you continuously send them little things again and again and again. Tell them the diseases that the kids are getting. Just simple one page that says your child is going to get this, ADHD, where they cannot concentrate, they will become sick After a while, because they become mentally depressed, you of course give them in their language. Do you want this? You ask them. It's your responsibility, not ours. Put the responsibility on them. It doesn't matter. I mean, I know they're going to come back and say, no. Well, doesn't matter. Just say, you know, you have to, this is not our, because the kids are in your hands, not our hands. Your hands, they're only for a certain number of hours.
I got a complaint from a mother standing along with her child, 10-class child, and she was saying she was having Apple phone in pocket, being gifted by father on birthday. Everything was quite clear. My mother was, and the last wording was, he's not studying, he's continuously on the phone. I said, don't get recharged. He got money from her grandmother and got the recharge. What? Where am I blamed for that?
There's no blame for that.
Sitting in front of me and blaming me that he is not, how will he get scores? He's all, madam सारा दिन phone पे रहता है, एक ही नहीं करेगा, board दी class है. मैं कहा मैम recharge ना करवाओ. पहली गल तो उन्होंने ओदी जेब से एडा वड्डा दिता होया है. वो क्यों दिता है? ਇਹਦੇ ਪਾਪਾ ਨੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਬਰਥਡੇ ਤੇ ਗਿਫਟ ਕਰਤਾ. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਾਂ? And then again, these are the things we are actually facing.
Yeah, of course,
They
of
all
course.
are self-responsible and the responsibility is on us.
And also, the parents are role models for them. When they go home, dinner, there is you know, either a movie on or they're on the phone or something like that. Nobody's actually having a proper conversation and all those. We all know about these things. And we need to try and make a change regardless. We keep on trying different ways. Don't give up on it. Because the world is going into shatters because of all of this. So, that's why. Yeah. Again, I think the need for counselors and even people, you know, it has increased. And maybe, you know, when they are referred to a counselor, they might listen, the parents, right? It's like when you send somebody to a doctor and the doctor gives you a medication, then you think, oh, I better take it. Maybe. It's always an experiment that we try and we see what goes on. So let go what you can't control. We just talked about it. We just have to let go of what you can't control. These kind of things we can't control. But we do our best, but because if you keep on going in a cycle of, you know, oh, why not, blah, 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 you are affecting yourself, okay? So let go what you cannot control. After finishing, we don't know that. Remember to reset. Always, 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 when you're going through a bad situation, take a deep breath. Remember about the breath. Always remember about the breath. If parents are sitting in front of you, tell them to take a deep breath also. Salo ji. It's just a bad day. Okay? We simply say, Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, these are really all ideas that we know about already. They are not new, but we don't actually put them in practice. That's the only thing. We only have the medication sitting in our table in a bottle, but we don't take it. It doesn't make us better. So just remember that things are going bad. Take a deep breath. Remember It's just a bad day, not a bad life. Okay. So, how are we going to start making progress in our schools? What are your ideas that you have come up with, hopefully, as you go along? Let's take a look at yesterday's. Did we give them those handouts from yesterday? I think there is all of this, and there is a divider. Yeah, and then there is day 2. Is that right? Thank you. Let me just point this out to you. It's over here. Yeah? How kindly those volunteers have done this beautiful job for you, right? So we give them a clap. Thank you. So, the first part is talking about the rise of EQ, emotional quotient, in India. All the things we've been talking about more and more is about the world. What's happening in India? Now, I hear from you certain things that are there but not working, etc. But surprisingly, the government here has made it mandatory to have mindfulness in schools. I don't know how you implement it. I would like to hear about that. How do you implement mindfulness in your school? Yoga. What do you mean when you say yoga? One minute. What do you mean when you say yoga? So mindfulness. Yeah, yoga is a different term. Okay, that's a really different term. But
like in family time, we have on Saturday we have kept for that yoga asana is being practiced by the students. So it's being relaxed and that is has been.
what about day-to-day thing? What about hour-to-hour thing? We haven't done that. Because you were not here for that training when we did the mindfulness.
In university, we have included mindful activities and especially the course emotional intelligence in the syllabus. Part of curriculum we have.
Good. So very good. In terms of our students, the teachers have to be brought on board. I'll tell you what happened when we did the mindfulness training over here. Most of the principals went back, and then they of course had to relate to everybody. And the class, the teachers were then asked to use mindful breaks in every class, starting, middle, and the end. You don't have, you see, like I see what you have for a weekend is a different thing. That's an addition thing. But during the day, where you are going to teach now and you want their concentration, this is the time when you need them to be present with you. So, if you can ask your teachers to start off a class with a mindful breathing exercise, okay? And you just teach them the square or the other one, and say, okay, 2 minutes before we get started, like we did today. Bring them, concentrate their energies to one point. And you've got to do it in such a manner that you're believing in it. It's not an exercise. It is something that you need to believe in and do it. That breath must come. Like that, so that you feel that presence. Concentration will increase. Tell them. They need to know why they are doing it. If you don't tell the kids, they're going to go, what is this? While you're doing it, you're going to eyes are closed, they're looking somewhere else. But you need to monitor it while someone is doing it. So everybody knows. Don't have to say a word, just the breathing. Start each class with mindfulness. During the middle, 25 minutes, remember? Attention is now going away. They either stand up, down, or something, some exercise that they're doing just for 1 minute. Come back. The brain functions differently. You want them to concentrate, right? You don't want them to just sit there and like this continuously. You don't want to do any more work. Please put this in action. This is how the kids are going to learn. You are going to make them do that. I'm going to expect videos from you of this happening in the classrooms. You will make 1 or 2 teachers do it and then videotape them and give them to me. I want to see how you have done it, okay? So when you go back, this will be one of the things that I would like to see. All right. Going back to that, the EQ trend in India is that mindfulness breaks are important. Not that it wasn't before, but just want you to know that is all over, everywhere. Schools are trying to do this. We've done all of this. When you take what is the Indian version of the emotional intelligence scale, that's the middle one over there. Read through it, and instead of having our other scales, this one is what in India is used. Next page. This is EQ, self-management. Self-management, we teach us ourselves, and then we have to teach them in the classroom. And in the classroom, they give you some ideas, because you see what happens. I'm looking at over here. Okay? You're looking over here. Self-manage, what does it mean? Why is it important in the classroom? Just have something like this on a piece of paper, print it out, give it to the teachers. Give it to the students if they understand it. With self-management, kids and adolescents attain knowledge in how to regulate their bodies and emotions. They learn how to function as a student by being able to focus or pay attention. And then in second paragraph, self-management takes a learner who may loudly express emotion. We get students like that, don't we? Those that are going to say something loudly, impulsively, or repeatedly. Sometimes they fail to complete their work. So this is because they don't have self-management skills, which is self. You've got to teach them. Self-management, self-awareness with the mindfulness, self-management. So it tells you exactly what's going on. There are lots of self-management centers all over India. Maybe you can look them up. Turn the page, please. Self-management for teachers. Share this with the teachers, because that picture there represents a lot of people. Going crazy because there's so much to do and so many of that. Teachers face stressors from many sources. Too much work, not enough time. Attending to their students' needs, dealing with parents, pressure to meet academic standards, and so on. Most teachers have the sense to keep their cool and do what they can to get through the day while staying professional. But there are times when that is difficult, and sometimes we feel in the verge of losing it. We just want to give up. I also hear that there's a lot of teachers who come into the field, but then they leave very quickly also. There's a lot of teacher, like turnover. Hard to keep them. Wonder why? Why? That's because we don't give them the tools. We don't show them how to do them. We just expect that they know it. If you want your teachers to stick around, give them the proper way of doing things, teach them how it's to be done, maybe they will stay a little bit longer. Here are some strategies for teachers. Look at them, see what applies, and you can teach them, okay? How do you do that? Teaching self-management. I'm on the next page now. How do you teach emotional regulation? Again, we've done this. Now you need to pass it on to the teachers. Find some things from here, but understand them first. Don't just give them a paper, because you should be able to express it. Emotional, behavior, and mental regulation. All of that. I won't go through everything, because I think you're not going to keep remembering it anyway. You're just going to do that. Then there is self-management activities for the classroom. Like, for example, a feelings color chart. I hope you will go and meet that. Teach the teachers to make one. Create a chart with different colors and label the following emotions with a color. For example, red is angry, frustrated. Orange is excited, energetic, and then yellow is etc. Right? All of those things. As a class, come up with actions they express for the feelings with the color, and then things they can do to cope. So if they are feeling angry, how are they going to cope with it? You need to teach it. Example. When I feel red, I am mad. When I am mad, I want to yell. I want to stomp. To help me with my feelings, I can use my words to say, I am mad, and then count from 1 to 10 to calm down. Just simple exercises to teach them. And of course, you can come up with multiple ideas. All right, keep going. Then you have grounded with your 5 senses, positive affirmations, mental regulation, like I can do this, I will do this, I am beautiful, I am able to, all those things. Then keeping track of academic skills, help them to keep track. Some of them don't have the skills to do it. I know you're saying, I don't have the time to do this, but your teachers might. Next one, school culture. Your school culture, how do you make your school culture such a way that all the people are getting along together? Again, I'm not going to read it. This is for you to find out. Friends and neighbors. What makes a good neighbor? You teach that to them. Community wall. Get the parents involved. Tell them they have to teach the children how to be like that. They don't know. I know you deal with uneducated parents most of the time. They don't know. So your responsibility becomes even bigger. They don't know. So your seva is to try to get those parents knowledgeable about these things. So community wall, what is this community wall? At the beginning of the year, they have students take a strengths inventory. Any of these things that you don't understand, you can look them up online and you will be able to find them. Keep going. Next one is student wellness. I just want to read the last paragraph. The anxious generation. Our generation is still okay, but the kids are the anxious generation. We have to recognize them. If someone is not well, it's the job of the person who is well to take care of them. Our generations are coming up like this. We need to make some changes. So, for example, the crisis to a transformation from play-centered to phone-centered childhood, number 1. There is a loss of free play brought on by helicopter parenting and the erosion of recess in schools. Free play has myriad effects. We don't allow free play anymore. When children are in discover mode, characterized by child-governed, supervised adult, face-to-face interactions, etc. You can read all of that properly. You've done this already. You said you've banned smartphones. Well, write it down and send it again and again until those those parents are thinking. You do not want that as much as you can. Read it, read it, read it. The next one is the EQ paradox in India. This is the research paper into India's EQ strengths and the areas of opportunity and insight, how leaders can use these for greater success. The reason I put this over here is for you to understand that you don't want to fall behind. You know, the schools that we have, all the Akal academies, we need to be on par with all the other schools that are already doing this. So you as the leaders in schools have to understand that we have to be aware of that. And it's not just, oh, I'll do it when I want to do it. It's an emergency. Okay, next one is measuring emotional intelligence. We've done it. Take a look at it, how people have done it, all of these things. I really, really hope that you will take time. I know there's a lot of material there. That's why I'm going to give you a lot of time tomorrow to go through these things and produce something amazing. Now, all of this doesn't have to be included. This is just simply for you to become resourceful. Okay? You have the resources and you know. And this is really, they also tell you about the weakest brain talents and the 8 brain styles. The things that lack in India: risk tolerance. People don't want to take risks. Collaboration. Team building is not there. Needs to be done. Proactivity. When you do it, what the brain does, how it changes, this is that. Imagination and adaptability. Okay, so we're almost till the end. They even tell you about the brain styles by gender, and there is a conclusion. And I think the last one, you can just read it. And I gave you that because it's more precise. It's something that you can hopefully share and do that. So, do you have any questions before we have our chachu? Any questions? No? We are all experts? Yes, we are. What we believe we are. So we can say we are on the way. We are almost there, right? Everything is within our reach. At this moment, we're just learning about it. When we put it in practice, it will become better. When we really put it in practice more and more, it's going to get even better. And yes, you will be experts at it. Believe in what you want to be. If you are, then you will. If you believe it, you will become. Anji? Talented? Oh, intelligent and gifted. These are just terms that have been brought before. Intelligent could be that they are more brain function, you know, IQ. But when it's gifted, that they are gifted in one particular area. Mostly, yes, in gifted. Because they can be gifted in, let's say, mathematics, English. They are gifted in one area. And then slowly, if they are brought into the right fields, they can use their talent to make better in other subjects. So we used to have programs that said we have gifted and talented children, and then they have gifted in the area of math or English. Yeah. Absolutely. That's right. I mean, I'm assuming that you're doing that already. You know, that's why we said that when we have children in our classes that are doing the work very easily. We need to bring challenge for them. If you don't give them challenging activities, then they are just going to become behavioral problems. So that's where you are going to address that giftedness and intelligence. You know, giftedness, you can, you know, bring them activities that will use their brains in different ways. Challenge them until they find something that they say, I can't do this. Okay, remember, not more work, but challenging activities that changes your brain to something else. Could be games, so they look forward to it. But then the work is on you. You've got to go back and find the stuff. If not on you, on the teacher. Well, those are two types of brain activities. Some are those that are creative. So they are more that you're doing art and painting and you know, outside and all that kind of stuff. And then the other activities is where it's more of the intelligence and everything. Yeah, so these are things that you have to look up and see what kind of you. Yeah, these are more very particular. They are tailor-made to some children, right? Once again, it is the ability to understand what the child needs. And each one is going to need different. Do we have the time to do that? Do we have a counselor or a director that can help us say, okay, this child needs this? A teacher won't know what to do. The principal doesn't have the time to do all that also. So these kind of things, they need specialists. So, good. Keep going. Good. I love that. That's great. Okay, so it's time for our break, and I will see you later. Hanji. I think, excuse me, I think we need a mic so that everybody knows what the problem is, so we can get answers. Okay. They want attention. Yeah? So this is all the time that you have to take with the teachers to give them workshops and say that attention-seeking behavior is really not good for you. You know, that you have to teach them about that. You have to show them that attention-seeking behavior is when you come and ask for something continuously. You know, you have to teach them about it. You know, in fact, if I was there, I would probably give them 3 cards, right? And, you know, just the thought coming into my head, I would say, okay, you got 3 cards where you can come and get my attention. If you use all of them, you're done. But if you don't use any of them, you will get, and then you give them prizes. Just to give them an incentive to behave in a certain way. Because they are kids also. You know, they are not, sometimes some of them are very young. They behave. I have seen the teachers, they are young, very young. Say, 1 minute. Yeah, they become attention seeking, they want. Well, it's quite obvious that you're going to have to give them a workshop. You have to take the best of all of this and teach them about self and tell them that we must work on ourselves first. And you tell them, I am working on it myself because I know how important it is going to be for me. You have to work on it too. And then you reward them with something if they are doing good. Positive behaviors should be rewarded so that others will also want it. It could be simply a certificate which says, I have noticed that you have already done this. And that means that you've already noticed it. The other person is going to say, oh, I should do this too. Reward good behavior, just like the kids. They need to be, you know, and then teach them about what it means to be seeking attention all the time. That means we are not, you know, solid here, right? Chalo, let's go. All right, Chachu time.
इसमें भी तो ये आ गया, अब आया। हेलो 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 माइक टेस्ट, हेलो 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 माइक टेस्ट, हेलो हेलो
So yesterday, I had a quick look at your puppets. So cute. Oh my gosh, you've done a really good job with them. Would you go and go get them? Go get your puppet. Lazy, lazy. Teamwork. Oh, then it's okay. What is that? Candy? Candy. I like that. Like a little baby. Is it a boy or a girl? Thank you. Thank you. Nice. So, most of the people have their own, right? Maybe one or two people are working with someone. So I'm going to give you about 10-15 minutes. Make a dialogue and pretend that you're in a classroom. You will teach the kids about something. Or you want to introduce someone. Or you want to say just hi. How are you feeling today? Something like that. I want your voices to have the same kind of You're ready? You know what you want to say? Your brain's working? Okay. What happened to the... You don't have one? It's lost? You didn't have any kapda? Well, you can always add it when you go home, right? You can add some more.
The color prints can't be printed in a poster. It's going to be this size. So which one would you like to put up?
Maybe to both. That one is better.
And this?
This one. This we don't need. I think those two pictures should be enough. Huh? We'll go to this. You can add this if you like. This is rather nice. Make it up together. Yeah, those four, we don't need the big ones. Keep them for the other school. We'll use these. And I do have printing for tomorrow. I just realized it. I was looking over there. I will, when this, yeah. Oh yeah, can I have a look at that, please? Outside? Outside in one of those things. Make it like, say, win this. Okay, like for example here, everybody is going to do it. Do we have little things we can give them as this, like to put in the box? No, those are too big, no? Yeah, so half the size of that. This can be 4, right? They just put their name on it and then they put it in there.
Okay, this has to be put up and just win this.
Um, win this prize. What did we put last time? I forget.
I remember Anand doing that.
Yes, yes, yes. How about we just simply say prizes to be won with participation? Make sure your ticket is in the box. Well, this is going to be there, right? So you say what this is, biggest prize you can show them, right? The pictures. And then there are a couple of others. We're going to have, you know, that think big, all that?
Yeah.
It's a banner that one of the schools can go. Posters, they will take posters, they will take that. I have a couple more things in my bag over there that we'll put out, we can put it out there.
And as a title, I'm going to put prize or prize to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so where's that day 3 thing? Day 3 material? Yeah, we can give them at the end of the afternoon today, or in lunchtime if they want to put it in. Yeah, that will be done there, and then we'll have something tomorrow. Tomorrow I wonder if we can do it in color. Yeah, because there are going to be some sort of cards, and they will look nicer if they are like that. Are you ready? Yes? Okay. So, let's do it in such a way that you have a classroom in front of you. So, would you be very kind and come and sit here? And bring your lovely friends with you. Come sit here. Don't be lazy. Come on. Peter, do you have those cards in the back? Then we will, excuse me, we don't give them. I will tell you to give it to the person, okay? I need a ball. Can we make something, a ball out of here anywhere to throw at people? Yeah, can you make me a paper ball real fast? We are going to have the best 5 out of the class, okay? You are going to vote. So we're going to see which one works best. First of all, remember that they're all good. I know it. But we do have sometimes those people who are more talented than the others, and we learn from them. Okay. Thank you. Oh, that was fast. I'm going to throw a ball from there. I think I'll go from the other side. it back at me. Throw it back. Okay. Nobody's catching it. You see your reactions? I'm trying to see who is going to reach out and say, oh, I want that. I was trying to see what your reaction was going to be. You see, now you're going to do it. You're going to hang. Another one. Get back. All right. So I'm going to throw it up. Whoever it comes to is the one who's going to present. All right. Come on up here. Okay. Remember to have your voice really loud, and remember to have, do you need a mic? No? Are you sure? Yeah. Okay.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Are you happy to see me here? Yes. Why are you happy to see me here? We are excited. What you are going to do with that? Okay. Who is happy to talk with, who will come here to talk with me? Will? Why not? How was your day yesterday? What do you enjoy yesterday? I enjoy momos. Why you didn't call me for company? This is the wrong thing. It is okay. No, caring is the best thing.
Very good. All right. Well done. Very good. So what concept were you trying to teach over there? Caring. And you think all the people got it? Yeah? So that's a good way of trying to teach the other students there, which you, even if you were alone, you can do that by asking the others over here instead of one person, which was a good idea, but we can do it that way too. Well done. Okay, do you have those cards? Give both of them one card. So the cards that we're giving, it's for you to get your name on it and put it in our prize box. So you might win something, okay? And you're going to look outside what we have some for prizes. So I want your maximum input, your maximum whatever you have inside to come out. All right? Oh, again? Somebody's choosing you. Right? Okay. Again. Chalo, you do it. You're the closest. Okay. Remember that your beautiful puppet, thank you. Wait, why is this one here? Poor thing alone. She's outside. Remember to get the other people to feel it and understand, say, who are you? Where are you? Etc. Because you want them to become friends with this little baby. All right. right. So what are you trying to teach over there?
Yes. Size does not matter.
Size does not matter. Okay. Did you catch the lesson?
Yes.
Okay, good. You can make it a bit bigger if you want, but we can. The more we do it, the better it is. Okay. All righty. Yeah. Let's try to get it over there. Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to hit you, I promise. Okay, there.
We have to write the name of ours on this, and we have to put it in
There's a box outside, and you're good after when you finish here. Okay, so what's your lesson plan here?
Actually, my plan was that even being a small as I can, it is a dangerous situation, but you can get rid of it with your partner. Positivity. I didn't get afraid when the king called me, as if a principal called a teacher. The teacher is very afraid of it. Kind of a panic. And even if a child is called in the principal office, that is the area in the school where everyone is scared. This is because that kid came, which is representing his principal. She is also very kind. She doesn't want to lead, as she wants to give importance to each and everyone and get the teamwork.
That's exactly what you have to ask everybody, like the teacher, the students. What do you think was happening here? Do you understand why this happened? And let them give you the answer. Yes. Okay, very good. What happened to my ball? Oh. Oops. That was like that. Okay. All right. Come on. No, you don't need to have, because when you go to school, you don't have the other person. Actually, you're going to be alone. So, remember that your lesson must come out clearly. And ask the students, why is this? Why did this? What would happen? That kind of thing. Use your puppet to teach a lesson that the kids ask about.
Good morning. How is everyone? Fine. What about you? I'm also good. Okay. Let's do one exercise to relax. Okay? Everybody will copy me. One, two, three, four. Okay. We can do deep breathing also. Okay? To become mindful.
I like the arms, they were good. Good one of getting the things working, right? Yeah, hopefully the kids already know what mindfulness is and they know inhale. The word inhale, maybe they already understand that and some don't. You have to tell them, right? Make it clear to them. All right? Okay. Good one. Yeah. Good. Well done. That's good. The interaction there was a little bit more than the other ones. The interaction really has to come from the kids and the questions, and then at the end of it, you must state the lesson. Like she did, like, even though I look like this, thank you for loving me. Thank you for being exactly, fair with me, whether I have a big head or a big mouth or anything like that. Something that is giving a lesson. Okay? First you make friends with the people, then you give them one of the lessons we have done. All right, 2 more and then we're done. I want to hear everybody, but we don't have enough time. Okay? So that's why I'm just choosing whoever it comes up. Here, Drew, you throw the ball. Throw it. Okay. All right. Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Speak after me. Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. As you know, he has a Jura like it is looking like a gossip. Looking like a. So I want to tell you, your principles. I want to tell you, speak Vaheguru Jap for some time. For all. Thank you very much.
All right. So what's the social lesson in there? Social, one of those, that's a good way of getting some to do Simran and all that, but I would like to see something like all of those lessons we learned. Respect for others, for example. Doesn't matter who looks like what. Everybody has their way of looking. Include everyone. Never say anything bad about anyone. And then you can ask questions again. Do you understand? Do you have a question? Do you have a question? Ask them. You can't basically say everything yourself. You must get the others to ask you a question. The kids will if you get them involved. Okay, one last one. Where's the ball? Here you go. Whoa. Oops. Sometimes. I like. Yeah, and that's the whole idea. The whole idea is that they think that that's something they can go to. Now, one of the other things you can say, would you like to give me a hug? Come on up, you know. So that's what you're trying to do. Yeah, so interaction, so that becomes a class friend. Okay? They want to talk to the friend and say, I'm not feeling so good today. And then they will be able to answer. And good. You see that it's getting better and better, isn't it? As we go along, we understand. Is there anyone who really wants to do it and they can do it? If you really want to do it, come on. Anyone? Don't be shy. Come. You all want? Okay. All right, go. Good job. Good. Very good. You got a lot more interaction. All right, next. We won't throw a ball. Just go. Who's next? Go, go, go. What I liked about the last one, the one you just did, is the fact that everybody was smiling. They were laughing and they were interacting exactly. And that's what we need to do, because, and then in terms of that, you can even say, another day you could say, I'm very sad today. You know, do you get sad sometimes? You know, and then you ask those questions. So different emotions on different days. So that's good. And when you get people to laugh and sing, you can even sing, right? And you do that, you're already letting them charge out endorphins in their body that's going to make them feel happy. Okay? Oh. Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Do you know what is my name? My name is actually Bola Singh. Why it is Bola Singh? Because my face is like very Bola. So I'm here to tell you about and ask you some questions. Are you ready? Yes. Can you all see? Yes. Can you all see to the left side? To the left side. Which is the left side? Can you see at the right side? Yes. So thank you to the Lord. Thank you. Can you breathe? Can you breathe? Yes. Your both nostrils are working? Yes. Say thank you to the God. Thank you. Do you have legs? Yes. Can you walk? Yes. Say thank you to the God. Thank you. Do you have arms? Yes. What do you have arms? Oh. Should I say thank you to the God? Yes. Why? God knows you have eyes. God knows how. I am breathing. I can see. I can talk. I can hear. I can eat. I am a happy being. If I don't have arms, it doesn't mean that I should not thank the God. So whatever you have, you should thank God. And remember my name. My name is Bola Singh. Say loudly. Bola Singh. Now say Fateh. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa.
Vaheguru Ji ki. Very good. All right, next. Next, anybody? Don't be shy. Come on, don't be shy. You're done?
That's why I wanted to do the dance because we both already went.
Okay. Anyone else? How about you? Yeah, come. Don't be shy.
Yeah, after let everyone do the dance. Hello everyone. Hello. How are you? I'm fine. Very fine. Everyone, kind look to me. Yes. Don't look to the mobile. Look to me. I want to talk. You know my name? No. Tinku. My name is Tinku. My ma'am gave me duty to go to Barusa. I was upset. Oh, yes. You know why I was upset? One more reason is there. Maybe my baby is born. One more reason is there. Can you guess? No. Can you think? Weather problem. I didn't lose anyone.
Oh.
Yes, so I was upset. Yes, then my dad said, in the car there are three principals. Yes, I again said, appeared. The coordinator, your principal. I was little bit nervous. Yes, then they start talking. I was sitting silent. What a done. I was thinking if I did anything wrong, they can send mail to my principal.
Wait, wait.
Now there is a entry of fat man. The name of this fat man is Foxy. His name Foxy. Then one friend came to the car. Her name is Foxy. Yeah. She treats me like a friend. I have told her not to worry about anything. No doubt we are full of worries. And you have to be happy always. Whether your donor is listening to you or not. But you have a daring to keep his mustache down. That is the spirit. We start communicate with each other. Foxy and pretty like a friend. Now I am feeling equally to others. All principles are giving equally respect. I feel very happy. Now you feel like being a principal. No. This is not my feeling. I am very excited. I am very happy. I am learning many things from the principal's experience. One more reason is to be happy. That all principals are also little tense. I just want to tell one thing, that we all are feeling the same. No need to be worried about anything. Let it go as it's going.
Well, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh. Sat Shri Akal.
From this story, conversation solve many problems. We get ready for every opportunity. One more second one more principle also. You may make and last moral of the story, that together is all every problem. Yes. So if nobody is there to appreciate you, appreciate yourself. Sahib done it.
Well done. Thank you. Well done.
Best part that I can say, you enjoyed by eating popcorn and by interacting.
Exactly.
Little kids should remain live all the time.
You know, one of the things is that all of a sudden you see a different personality come out, right? Because you're acting it out and everything, everyone begins to feel free, and the children are in a very similar manner. You know, slowly they also become open and they start. All right. Are all happy? Yes. Okay. Anybody still want to go? It's your last chance. Right? All right. Okay.
Nobody vomited out at that. Yeah. This is your answer. Nobody felt nausea. I was traveling at that.
Good.
So you want to go by that road, please? No. I am talking about it out again. The main thing is that all the chatterbox are in the same car. No, that is not. Every car was having the chatterbox.
Okay, I want somebody to come over here and direct everybody through the square box breathing exercise. Who would like to do that? Okay. Everybody, let's get back. Let's center ourselves again. Then we'll go back into the thing. Everybody, take your deep breath. And come down. Everything has to settle down now, becoming quiet and relaxed and taking deep breaths. So you can sit down and do the square breathing with everybody.
Let's start. And let's breathe in. Stay for the upper side. Sit down. And then the last one. To the left. Left again.
Okay. Slowly stop. Come back. Open your eyes and walk back slowly to your tables. Now, if you remain concentrated, I'd like you to write something out for the next 15-20 minutes. Use your concentrated energy to write something. You will get, can we give out some papers, please? Like cards, the big cards? The big cards. I would like you, is everybody with me? Okay? No, bigger ones. Do you have bigger ones? Yeah. So on this, there are three things that I'd like you to consider. I'd like you to write a report. You're a reporter about what you learnt here. What did you feel and how are you going to use it?
I think for that the space is going to remain less.
Shall I say that again? You are a reporter. You have just attended a workshop. And now you're going to tell everybody what this workshop was about. Whatever you want to write with, pen, pencil, it doesn't matter. I do need your name on it though. And anything that you want to draw, you want to write, anything you feel like, you are a reporter. What did you like? What did you learn? What, etc. I don't have to tell you the words. Okay? It's your report. It's going to go into the newspaper tomorrow. What are you writing about? Very quietly do your own thing. You know what? You know what? Where did put her gun? Okay. I was just looking for the printouts that had some coloring sheets on them. Do you know where they are? Yeah, they must be in there. Yeah. Okay. So we'll keep it very quiet, everybody. I think so. Let me show me. You know they had those coloring ones, the coloring papers in there. I did some printout of that. I saw them. I didn't see them. When, Yes, please. Do you want to collect these, please, from everybody? All the sheets that you have? Okay, so this is going to be our last PowerPoint, because after this, you will start preparing things. Let's conclude. We've been talking about so many things. These are the strategies and tools for empowering educators in India. Okay, and as we said before, an increasing amount of studies are reporting that cell skills support students to achieve success in school. Isn't that our main purpose, right? So when you teach the cell skills to yourself, the teachers, and otherwise, if you haven't finished, don't worry about it. Leave it on the side, listen to what I have to say, and then after complete it. No problems. We can just give it to the person who's finished it, because I'd rather you pay attention to this and then you can, right? Okay, so to achieve success in school and in life, in response to this data, educators around the world are shifting their curriculum to include cell. We have to do the same. We really need to include it in the curriculum. These skills may make the difference between a student who continues their studies and one who drops out of school. Do you have a lot of people dropping out, or do they continue to school? What's your general feeling about that? I mean, your schools are remote schools, right? Do they continue to school? Yes. Wow, very good. They continue, meaning they go to higher education? Well done. People with strong social emotional skills are better able to cope with everyday challenges and benefit academically, professionally, and socially. Just listen to this wonderful lady. Lights, please. I hope this works if I do this. It won't. ये करना.
The world becomes what we teach. And I usually extend that quote by saying, the world will not become what we don't teach.
Okay, you can stop that, please. Band kar do. So, what is the I cell? Do you remember what I talked about last time? This is the India equivalence of the cell program. So there is a lot of material available with that. We have included in your charts from today's thing, there will be 2 things that tell you how to put iCell skills into grade this, grade 5, grade 10, whatever. Refer to them. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a very clear copy of this, but it is available online. So today you're going to have time to look up this stuff and find what you have. You've got the reference and then you look it up. I think it's a good idea to know what grade you want to use it and where it's going to be. And as you can see, several examples in there, what we tried to do also, they had the puppet there and the mindfulness and everything else that was being shown. Some examples of that, yeah? So let's continue, please. Next one. Oh, can't hear. Start again. Yeah. So a lot of different types of activities were being shown in there too. And more schools are doing it. It's not about all about doing work, it's about the playfulness. The more you add the playfulness, the more the kids are ready to learn. Okay, I'm going to stop that over there for now, and we'll finish it off later. Okay, if you take a look at one thing, you see in your papers, I'm looking for this, the coloring ones. You see it says here, it's okay to feel bad sometimes. It's in the first section. Do you see it? Okay. Choose one of those. It says you are connected to a family, a community, etc. Then it says it's the sum of our small everyday choices that defines who we are. Any one of those, choose that. Now, you have some coloring pencils or markers on top of you? Yes? Choose one and color it. Make it as beautiful as possible. And do it quietly, consciously. Everybody got some color pencils? Yeah? Or if you don't, they will give you, there's some coloring crayons. Do you know why coloring is good? It relaxes you. What else? Makes you happy. Colors are always make you happy when you look at them. What else? What's happening to your brain? It's making decisions. Okay, what else is it doing? Yes, yes. It gives you detachment from everything else, brings your focus onto something. Yeah. You can do that. Any type of art that you do, it concentrates your mind. It brings you to the moment. You are in the moment. So when you're finished with all your lovely work, I'd like you to put it up outside. We will put it all outside, make sure your name is on there, because then we'll choose a few of them and give some points for them. Okay? Some more cards, ready to win a prize. Maybe everybody, I don't know. Depends on how well you did it. you get to talk? No, not yet. Okay. Hargun ma'am? Jarina is here. Okay. चलिए फिर. So